Hey guys, it's Josh over at J&H. I figured I would go live tonight and just have a conversation with you guys, tell you about all the new stuff that's going on. There are a couple things. First things first, I want to let you know we just got in the Yeti Rambler tumblers in different colors. So now these actually come in 5 different colors. Same exact thing, same lid, same everything, comes with a sticker inside, but now you can get it in seafoam, black, olive green, Tahoe blue, and they're calling the original color stainless steel. So if you're looking for something different out of your Yeti, now they have these cups in 5 different colors. They are all the same, price-wise. The price doesn't change on them. They're the exact same cup. They just have this coating on them. It feels a little bit slicker than the stainless steel to me. But they say if it gets a little bit wet, you get a little moisture in there, and actually get better grip on it. So it's pretty cool. I'm actually kind of drawn to the seafoam. I've always hated seafoam. They came out with seafoam coolers and all these people buy them. And I'm just, why are people buying seafoam colored things? It's just the weirdest color. They used to have like, I remember the Ford Taurus used to come as a station wagon version of it. Used to come in seafoam, and just be driving down when I was younger and be like, oh, that's the most hideous color car. Why would anybody drive that? But now all of a sudden I look at this thing and I go, oh, that's pretty cool. The blue is nice. It's not my favorite shade of blue. The black is always cool, but I was worried that it's going to get hot and in the touching it. The olive green is cool. It's like a military style green, and what's the other color? I think that's it. Oh, it's the stainless steel. I have a stainless steel one. That's one I like the best, but second choice would be this. It's pretty cool. Someone's asking me if I think the Yeti coolers are worth the money. I absolutely do. If you're in a situation where you want basically a cooler that's going to last you forever and that's going to do exactly what it says it does. I have a 110. I love the 110. It's heavy. That's a drawback of it, but you're paying for a heavy duty cooler that will, keep things cold for a week. I have a party at my house, and we leave, the drinks in there and they stay cold for a week. And it could be the summer, you know what I mean? They just keep cold for a week. As long as you don't open the lid all the time, it's going to stay cold and stay insulated. So yeah, it's worth it. Do you have to spend the money on that? No, you don't have to do it. It's a luxury item. It's not a must-have. It's a luxury item. It's a very nice luxury item, though. So if you're thinking about getting a cooler and you have the money and it's something you're interested in doing, the Yeti coolers are great. That's the brand we sell, and as of right now, we only sell one brand because I don't think it's worth it to sell multiple ones. Someone's asking if I'm going to be live on Instagram. I don't know if I'll be live on Instagram tonight. We'll see how this goes. And then someone else had another question about the Van Staal VM sale. So we're doing a Van Staal VM spinning reel sale. Buy 2, get 1 free. You can get your friends together and basically you can save a lot by doing that. And that's probably going to be going on for a while. Seem to have a fairly good inventory of that. So if that's a deal you want to take advantage of, you do have a little bit of time on that. So it's not a rush, but it has actually been really popular so far. I'll just answer your questions. You guys just ask questions as we go along. A couple other things to show you. I don't know if you've ever ordered from us, or if you've come to the shop, we've started doing stickers. I posted pictures in different places. If you haven't seen them, we've done a circle logo, which is a shark in it and all that kind of stuff. And the sticker was so popular. I mean, we've gone through probably by now over 10,000 stickers. Every time someone places an order, we throw one in a box, or if you come into the shop, they're on the counter, they're totally free. I have people emailing me, can we just mail you some? We do that too. So if you want a sticker, a J&H sticker, just email me, josh@jnh.com, and I will throw a couple in the mail for you. But what we did was we actually made it into a t-shirt. So here is the logo, if you can see it. I know it's backwards because I'm shooting on my phone here, but you can see this is the front of the shirt, and on the back it's just the exact same thing. I'm going to go back with it, but you can see the same exact logo front and center on the shirt. It's a really cool shirt. The printing came out really nicely. You can see how clean it is. We went as high quality as possible. It's a nice soft 100% cotton shirt, and then we also did it. That's the navy. We also did it in a nice light blue. So same shirt, light blue. So I get calls all the time and guys are like, hey, thank you so much for doing the video reviews. We really love them, really help me out. But they don't always buy from J&H, which I understand. I have 9 million views. Not everybody's going to be buying from us, but the other thing you could do if you want to support us is just to buy a t-shirt. You know, go to jnh.com. It's called the J&H Tackle Circle Logo t-shirt, and we got them in medium through XXL. They're $20, a couple dollars more for the 2XL, but it's a great t-shirt, and it just means a lot to us that you would wear our logo and promote our brand by wearing it. We think it's a high quality shirt and really nice. So thanks to all the people already making comments saying they like the shirt. I appreciate that. And we're going to do more of them. If you haven't seen the Blackfish shirt yet, that thing's going to be sick. You can go on Instagram. We posted it there, you know, at J&H Tackle, or if you want, you can email me. I'll send you a picture of it. Paul says he buys from me all the way from Cali. That's great. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Someone else is asking about a knot from Mono and a braid. We use the reverse Albright in the store, so that's the one I would recommend. The other thing we have is, a while ago, maybe about a month ago, we got in some JDM Daiwa Certate spinning reels. So that's the reel specifically for the Japanese market. So the way these companies work, especially the Japanese ones, is they don't make everything the same for the US and Japan. They make certain products for Japan and certain products for the US and for Australia and so on and so forth. And sometimes they make world products, so certain products that are the same in Japan, they're the same all around the world. But a lot of them are not, because they just, you know, they focus on the Japanese market. That market is actually huge. You know, for a small place with such a depleting fish population, the market is supposed to be just enormous. So they have those specific reels. So we were able to get a hold of some. They're $500 reels. We sold them for $299, and we sold out of them right away. I thought that was the end of it, but we were able to get more. So we do have in stock the Daiwa Certate JDM version. It's the HD 4000 SH. JDM is the model number. So go to jnh.com, check that out if you want to get in on that deal. You're basically saving 40% on just an awesome reel. I think the only difference between the American version and the Japanese version is like a ring on the side is gold versus like graphite colored. I mean, it's the same reel. They just changed the colors a little bit. So if you're looking for a really nice inshore spinning reel and you want a deal, Daiwa Certate JDM 4000 SH is the way to go, so check that out. Someone asked me if I would do a review on the Okuma Solterra. I will. I mean, it's basically like, you know, any of the graphite offshore trolling reels, you know, like a TLD 50 or a, you know, the Penn Squall 52 speed. Same kind of deal, you know. It's a good quality reel. If you can spend the money, go with something aluminum. So that's basically it. Someone was asking what the name of the Certate is in the U.S. It's the Certate. It's the 2016 Certate. Daiwa 2016 Certate spinning reel. So if you go on jnh.com, you can see that. I mean, they're literally identical. The only difference is a gold ring. Someone else asked me another question. I'm sorry I missed it. So if you can repost it, I would be happy to answer it. Other things I might not have mentioned, I mentioned on other platforms, is the owner of Tatty Lures came in to see us. Cool guy, his name's Gary. Showed us some of the new stuff. We're going to be doing more with them. We're going to be doing a giveaway of like, I think it's like 6 or 7 Tatty Lures. They're all the same color, but they're the best one for striped bass fishing, because we're sort of like a northeast kind of thing. It's going to be the Tatty 45. And then he gave me some samples, some cool stuff they're coming out with, different colors. They're really effective. If you've never fished a surface iron before, you know, it's sort of like a Southern California cultish kind of thing, sort of in the same way that Super Strike was a cultish northeast kind of thing. But now that we have the internet and we have access to all this stuff, now people are being able to fish the way they do in other areas, which is really cool. Speaking of Super Strike, we did get in some Super Strike today. We got in some PP5HW and I think PP6HW, so the poppers, the heavy poppers, and some zigzags. So, you know, the basic colors, you know, white, blue, yellow, blurple, that kind of thing. So if that's something that you're looking for, definitely get in on that. So it's not the 2016 Certate that's 40% off. It's the JDM Certate. So the same reel for the Japanese market. If you just type in JDM into the search, jnh.com, it'll show up. And the one that's on sale is the 4000 SH. Someone else is asking which one I prefer, the Komodo SS or the Beast. I kind of look at them as different kinds of reels. I feel the Beast is a bit bigger. That's kind of how I look at it. I do like the Komodo SS. I also like the Lexa Type HD. I like the Tranks. If I was going to choose between all of those, I'd probably go with the Tranks, unless I needed a clicker, and then I would go with the Komodo. Someone made a joke about Super Strike. Yeah, you know, it's like the more Super Strike, the better. You can never get enough. So check out that. You know, the Tatty 45s are up on the site. I'm going to be adding more of them. I should start like a Super Strike fan club. I'd probably get like zillions and zillions of fans. It's pretty crazy how many people love Super Strikes. Someone's asked if I did a video review on the new Salty set. I haven't gotten to it. The last ones I did were the Accurate Boss Valiant 500 size, all permutations of that. I'm going to see if I can get some tomorrow. I know people have requested the Tranks. The Saltus has been requested. Maybe I'll do a video on these, these colorful Yeti cups, just so that so I can show you guys all the colors. I mean, you can go on JDM.com. We have pictures of them all. So yeah, I've got a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of video reviews to do, and it's almost like a never-ending thing. And I enjoy doing them. I just got to get the time. We're just so busy, you know. Now the season's picking up, and just getting more and more busy, which is a good thing. I'm glad, because it means people are embracing us as a company and as a brand, and we love our customers, and we appreciate everybody who purchases something at JNH.com or comes to the shop. Someone's asked me if I've ever caught anything on a BBZ swim bait. I haven't ever fished those. I remember back when they first came out. It must be what is it, like 7-8 years ago they first came out, and those things were just like red hot. We couldn't get enough of them. But we weren't then in the freshwater business. We were, saltwater. We're on Long Island, surrounded by saltwater, and that was the main business at that time. So sort of to have that and have a small portion of that was pretty crazy, because I think it was like a thing where we got in on that BBZ swim bait like really early before anybody caught onto it, and we had, we sold through hundreds of them in a short period of time. Someone saying that I'm the best reviewer of products. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Someone else is talking about mag seals and being scared about it being serviced. Okay, let me talk about this for a while, because this is important. A lot of people who fish not only Certates, but any of these mag sealed reels, from a Procyon, Ballistic, Saltigas. So I spoke with Daiwa about that, and I said to them, how do you service those mag seals? And what they told me, which makes sense, is that it's a closed system. So if it's a closed system, you don't have to worry about servicing that part of the reel, because it's closed. It's sort of like the way I look at a Van Staal. Like, if nothing's inside the Van Staal, if you don't get salt or water inside there, and it just is sealed basically, which is what it's supposed to be, really there's no reason to open it up. It's gonna stay like that for a very long time. I mean, I have employees who fish Van Staal 7-8 years, never service reels. The only thing they do is lube the handle knobs and the rollers, so that those outside moving parts. But other than that, there's no reason to open it up. So that's kind of how I look at the mag seal, where there's really no reason for you to open the sections of the reel that are mag sealed. And if you do need to open them for some reason, just send it into Daiwa. I think people get caught up in wanting to do too much on their own, and that's great. I'm handy in certain areas, I'm not in others, and I know a lot of guys love to, for some reason, work on their reels. Maybe it's cathartic, maybe it's relaxing for them. But if that's you, maybe go with a different reel. I think that if you're going to buy one of these reels, and it's a more high-tech reel, which is what this mag seal oil is. I mean, it's invented by NASA. It's really cool stuff. Then have Daiwa service for you. Send it to them. Do it in the winter. It's not a crazy thing. They're a good company. They're helpful. They'll get it done. You don't have to be able to do everything yourself. If you bought a Ferrari, I wouldn't imagine that you'd get under the hood and start working on it. Not that a Procyon is a Ferrari, but I mean, you get my meaning. You know what I mean? So clean the reels you want to clean, and then as you move on, if you get like a Van Staal or you get one of these mag sealed, keep it clean. Obviously, wash it really well. But if you need service, send it to Daiwa. Let them do it. Let someone else help you out. That's a better way. Someone else wrote a long thing that I sort of missed in there. So if you could repost what you were writing, just the gist of it, I sort of caught half of it. But that's basically it. If you guys have any more questions, I'm happy to answer them for you. Again, check out the colored Yeti tumblers, the 20 and the 30 size. Someone's asking if I could stock some Okuma Citrix 350s. Sure, why not? I can. Send me an email if you're interested in one and remind me, and I'll look into it. josh@jnh.com. Someone's asking me if I use surface irons. I fished them a few times. I don't get out enough to get, that much experience using them. I sort of get asked questions about everything that I talk about, and it's just physically impossible for me to fish at all. But I do have feedback from thousands and thousands of people. I mean, if I didn't take 100 phone calls today, I must have taken 100 phone calls today from anglers from all over the country. So the surface irons are great. I think you should try one, especially if you're surf fishing for striped bass. Get a 45, get the yellow and green, or green and yellow, whatever it's called. That's what I think. Someone's asking about the proposed regs for fluke. I really think fluke should be a slot limit. I was talking with Jimmy at the shop. I think everyone I've mentioned to think that fluke is the perfect fish for slot limit. So I don't really mind. I don't really mind the regulations. I thought, last year and the year before that they allowed people to catch too many fish. To keep too many fish. I'm a big catch and release guy. I don't eat fish, so I'm not like dying to keep fish. I went down to Louisiana. I sort of tell the story a lot, but I went down to Louisiana to go red fishing in Venice. Beautiful, wonderful trip. Loved it. I suggest everybody should do it. But they keep everything. You know what I mean? I mean, they even kept like freshwater bass. It was just like amazing. Like they just every single day they kept, and they're eating it. They're not wasting it, but it's just a lot of fish to take and to keep. At least from my perspective, because I'm so used to the regulations up north. And I'm just, even as a kid, I was never like, let's keep 1 million fish. I mean, I'd go out porgy fishing with my dad, and we'd catch 100 porgies, and he'd keep whatever he wanted. But I would, he'd kind of get mad at me that I would throw some back as we were going, because I just, I had fun catching fish. I want to catch fish. I want to have fun catching fish. I'm not a, you know what I mean? I'm not fishing to eat. And I think most of us are not like that. I mean, I know everybody likes to have fresh fish and so on and so forth, but so the fluke regulations, I'm happy with them. I'm just glad it's a long season. The longer the season, the better, because that means that guys get to go fishing longer. I mean, that fluke season is very important to us. That's probably, well, not probably, that is our biggest section of our business. I mean, surf fishing is really catching up, a close second now, but so fluke are important. We want a long season, and we'd rather you fish longer than keep a zillion fish. Someone's asking Saltiga spinning reel or conventional reel, which is better. They're very different. So you sort of got to give me more information. Someone's asking if we're going to do a review of the Pentorque 2. Absolutely. Fluke, someone's asking what the fluke regs are. They haven't finalized, but I think it's like 3 fish at... Is it 3 fish at 18? I don't remember off the top of my head, but the season's longer, which is what's important to me. But again, they really should have a slot limit for fluke, and the fact that they don't is really stupid. But that's that's for another day. So the person who asked about a Saltiga conventional or spinning, you sort of it's 2 different ways to fish. So you got to give me a bit more information about what you want to do. Again, check out the Yeti tumblers and the colors. Check out the Certate, 40% off the JDM Certate. And check out the new J&H Tackle Circle logo shirts. Support us by buying one of these bad boys. Someone was asking what happened to Fox Sports. That's an interesting story. What we did is when we first met Fox, we met them at ICAST. Now it's maybe 5 years ago. I think this was in Vegas, and we looked at their rods, and all they made was travel rods, or at least in the U.S. that's what they were introducing, and the travel rods were amazing. I mean, super amazing. They made one from bonefish, permit, tarpon, and they worked their way all the way up to stand-up rods and hardcore popping and jigging rods. You're talking like $600-700 rod, just awesome stuff, and guys love them. But what happened is that. And this is just what they told me, so you got to take it with a grain of salt because I don't think it's 100% true. But what they told me was the part of the story that makes sense was the smaller of the 4 rods, so the bonefish, the permit, the 2 tarpon rods, they had a conventional and spinning, were the best sellers, and everything else sort of fell off over there, which makes sense because how many people are actually looking for a 4-piece stand-up rod? You know what I mean? It's just not. It's not on people's minds, and they probably don't have the desire to advertise in the way that you would have to push that. I mean, you know, to get that rod and these 4-piece jigging rods and 4-piece, you know, a $650 4-piece popping rod, you've got to market the hell out of it, and it's super difficult to let everybody know. So I said, well, why don't you just keep those 4 rods and get rid of everything else? And they didn't want to do that. They wanted to get rid of the whole line. And then months later, they were sold to another company, and then that just fell apart, and we started buying a couple of rods on closeout, but they're coming from the UK, so it was kind of difficult. You know, it wasn't like I could just, you know, I would Skype this woman, ask her for the inventory, she would send me a list, and you know, the prices would be different every day because it's converting from dollars to pounds or pounds to dollars, whatever it is. So that's kind of what happened to Fox. I actually did get emails, or I've been corresponding with the son of the owner of the original company. He wants to sort of bring him back, but I don't think he understands just how difficult that is from a marketing standpoint. I mean, you can make the best product in the world, but if you don't have a viable way to tell people, it's kind of hard. We did make a version of that rod because it was so popular, which is our Bonefish Trek, our Bonefish Plus, the dark matter rod. So you should take a look at that. That's actually the rod I brought down to Louisiana. It's a 4-piece, like bonefish / permit style spinning rod, 7-foot medium. Beautiful rod, super lightweight, weighs like 5 ounces, comes with a nice hard case. So if you're looking for either the Bonefish or the permit rod, it's closer to the Bonefish rod in terms of action. That's where you should check it out. So go on jdnh.com and just type in dark matter or type in Bonefish, you'll see it. Someone else is asking what happened to the shield reels. They're coming on boat, so things get delayed and things happen. I'm told that by, I think, it's either the end of this month or the middle of April, we should have them back. So figure on a month. Someone else asked me about when the ballast kits are going to come out for that reel. I'm looking into that, so we will find out about that. But yeah, the Shield, I think, was just more popular than they anticipated. Tsunami's sort of a hesitant company. They don't go overboard with their inventory. They never have. I don't think they ever will. They're sort of conservative in that way, even when they have a winner. And it seems that even when they do anticipate more, it still sells out. Stuff, even small stuff like glass minnow jigs and that kind of thing. Someone's asking what my favorite reel is for big game fishing. Depends exactly what you're doing. The feedback I get the best on is from the Accurate BX230, which is a really cool sort of, you know, jigging reel, but big, so that you can, you know, fight big tuna and that kind of stuff. That's a cool reel. And then from a trolling perspective, you know, I'm a big fan of Avets. The Macairas are nice. That kind of stuff. Someone's asking if the Shield is like a Spinfisher V, just in a silver color. It's not. It's meant to compete with that, meaning it has the same seals or similar seals, and it was designed by the same guy who was on the design team for the was on the design team for the Spinfisher and for the Shield. So, but it's a totally different platform, totally different internals, that kind of stuff, and it's also much cheaper. You know, you're looking at a $100 reel versus what is the Spinfisher, 30 to 160. No yellowtail up here. We don't have yellowtail on the East Coast. Wish we did. That would be great. I think we're gonna catch a big yellowtail. I mean, that BX230 is a great reel. You know, it's all gonna be based on line capacity and what rod you're using. You know, that's gonna do the most of the work. You know, and any of those Accurates are great. You know, they all have 30 plus pounds of drag. Any other questions? Anything else I can answer for you guys? We did get in Shimano Colt Sniper, what are they called? Sinking stick baits. Actually, a saltwater lure. Surf fishing guys, fishing for bass, that's something to look at. Finishes are really cool. It looks like a you know, sort of their version of an SP Minnow, but they have a heavier version, and it looks really nice. It just came out the other day. Someone's invited me down to South Florida to go snook fishing. I would love to do that. That would be great. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You know, it's funny when I talk to fishermen and they go, they ask me about fishing, and I go, you know, I know so many people. I could probably go basically anywhere in the world and go fishing, and they're sort of in awe of that, and it's cool. You know, it's good that I made a lot of friends and a lot of good contacts with people who are willing to host me if I wanted to partake in going on trips like that. Someone else was asking me something about difference between Twin Power, Saragossa, and Stella. If you could repost that. I'm glad you guys are liking the live feed. I love it. I think it's a really cool way that we can interact. And you know, I get home, I hang out with my kids and my family, and then I come down to, I'm actually in my basement now just doing some work, and I figure take some time and just communicate with you guys. I think it's awesome, and I love it, and I appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Someone's saying, what's the point of dividing the Shimano Saragossa, Stella, and Twin Power? I don't exactly get your question. I mean, of those three reels, you know, the Saragossa is the lower one, the Twin Power is the middle, and the Stella is the high end. I think they brought the Twin Power over here because they saw that the prices were coming down. The prices were coming down on reels in the high end category. That there was a market for a $400 to $600 series or $400 to $700 series. And with their Stella prices just continuing to creep up, you know, I think a lot of these manufacturers, and you could see it with Daiwa with the electric reels, that, you know, they came out with them originally, they were amazing, the price seemed good, and then they saw the demand, so they go, oh, well, let's raise it 10%, and then the following year they go, let's raise it 10%, and they keep doing that, and then all of a sudden you realize, well, you got a $1,000 reel that no one wants to buy, and they go, well, okay, let's discontinue that and come out with a $600 Tentacom 1000, which, you know, is the right reel for the job. Someone saying the West Coast has very big yellowtail. Yes, they do, and that's a great species to catch, and it's a lot of fun to fish for. So count yourself lucky if you're out there on the West Coast. I'm going to do, someone's asking if I could do a review of the Tranks 300 and 400. That's definitely on the list. It is a great striper reel, perfect for East Coast, also for the West Coast, the calico bass in the smaller size. You want to do yellowtail, you can use that Tranks 400. That's definitely a good option too. I'm really impressed with that Tranks. It came out as sort of like Shimano kind of just snuck it in there. You know, you'd think that they're going to come out with that, and that reel's going to be, you know, 350 to 380, but you know, they dropped it in around 280. Someone wants to ask questions about Saragossa. You can do that now. It's no problem. You can ask me anything at any time. Again, if you need to reach me at any point, you know, when I'm not live videoing, josh@jnh.com. You can comment on a YouTube video. I answer basically every single one of those. You can hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. You know, you can call me at the shop. So, you know, I'm very easy to reach. Thanks again for complimenting me. I'm glad that you guys like the reviews and the live chats and all that kind of stuff. Someone's asking about the twin spin. That's an interesting one. That is a unique kind of reel, because that's the only reel that's like solid aluminum, you know, like really kind of overbuilt. You know, when we were first starting, when they first came out, I actually sold a fair amount of them, and the funniest part is that they came out with a 50 size. I don't know if you've seen it, but I mean, the thing's like it's like a Folgers can. That's how big the spool is. So when we got this thing, the box, we opened this thing up, and like before I even said it, I said, nope, not for us. You know, it's just too huge. But that is a nice reel. I think it's just a bit long in the tooth now. It's been a long time. They really do need to revamp that. So I would, you know, if you could go with, I mean, my favorite in that category is the Saltiga, the Dogfight. I really like, well, that whole series. I mean, everything from the 4000 up. I really like that series. Not knocking the Twin Power, not knocking the Stella. Both amazing. But that's just the way. That's the way to go. Someone's asking about whether they should go with an 8 or 10,000 Saragossa for what they're doing. You should go with a 10,000 based on your situation. Someone else is asking about the Twin Power 300 and 400 versus the 500 drag. You got to sort of think of them as two different things. You know, they have the same name, but they're not the same reel. The 500 is a very different reel from the 300 and 400. Shimano likes to reuse names, so I wouldn't even think about it that way. I think the 300 and 400 are like 18 or 20 pounds of drag, more than enough for inshore fishing and nearshore stuff. Someone else was asking for a saltwater bait casting reel. I mean, the tranks that we're talking about would be perfect. You know, the main thing to consider is how much weight you're going to use. I think that's where people get confused in terms of the difference between saltwater bait casting reels, round reels, and all that kind of stuff. Look at how much weight you're going to use at the end of your line, and then pick a reel based on that. You know, you can't go with like a Abu 6500 C3 or even a Corrado 400 if you're fishing 6 ounce to lead. You're going to blow out the push button on all of those reels over time. So the Tranks and the new ones, Lex HD, the Komodo, these are all designed to be stronger. Someone's saying Tranks or Calcutta. I prefer the Tranks myself, but depending on what you're doing, you know, if you're not using too much weight, the Calcutta is a great reel. I mean, we sell tons of them, super popular. Someone's asking for a review on the Penn U.S. Senator. I always think it's funny when people ask me for reviews of old reels like that. I would say it's an old reel and you should probably fish something else if you love fishing. Someone else is asking if we're getting the Shimano Integras, and you gotta tell me which one. I guess you're telling me like the intro version, not the surf version, right? Someone else asked me an SGN question. I'm sorry I missed it. Someone joking about canyon reels. What was the last question? I'm sorry. It's like you're going so fast and with YouTube, it just like disappears. Is the Quantum Acris a nice saltwater bait casting reel? Absolutely. That's, you know, John Skinner's favorite reel. Perfect for bait fishing, for fluke and porgian, that kind of stuff. Someone's asking, what do I think about the stigma behind canyon reels rebranding Chinese OEM reels? I don't really think of it as a stigma. I think of it as someone's importing, you know? I mean, if you lie about it and you say it's made in America when it's not, I mean, that's a problem. But if you want to import something from China, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, you know, probably 90% of what we're wearing comes from China. It's just our economy, you know? But what I didn't like about the Canyon reel was that I felt that it was just an Avid knockoff, you know? That there was nothing really to distinguish it from Avid, and there was no reason in terms of my store and my customers to say, you should buy Canyon over Avid because of what? You know, there wasn't really a reason. It wasn't cheaper, you know, it wasn't better. It was just, you know, something very similar. You know, like if you look at an Avid compared to like a Seagler, they're very different. They're not the same, different design, different drag powers, different reasons behind what they do. You know, one's got a lifetime warranty, one doesn't. So you never confuse those two reels and say, oh, Seagler's knocking off Avid, or that they're the same. They're just not. They're very different from one another. Someone's asking if Calcutta versus the Corrado. If you're fishing in saltwater, you get the Calcutta. If you're fishing in freshwater, you get the Corrado. They're both nice. Someone's asking for the Saragossa for the braid. I mean, I like Daiwa J braid, but you know, most of the braids are great nowadays. You don't really have to worry about it. Okay, so someone's asking if Shimano is going to remake the Sustain or discontinue it. They will come out with a new Sustain. Someone's asking, why does Seagler keep changing their name? They keep getting sued. They keep being sued, unfortunately. Originally, it was released and they were sued by a small company. I think Release Marine was the name of them. They said they would have won the case, meaning Release, the real company, would have won the case, but they would have had to spend $100,000. So we hired a lawyer and came up with truth reels. They supposedly checked everything, obviously not too well. Got sued again. So instead of going through the fight, they rebranded. They just used his name. For the person looking for that Saragossa 10,000, you know, 40 or 50 pound braid. Someone else saying which model for shark fishing. You gotta just tell me a little bit more about what shark fishing you're doing. Like another person's asking me if I'm gonna go on Instagram. I'll probably go on Instagram. Why not? It's fun. People there are a lively bunch. Someone's asking if I've ever caught a yellowtail. I haven't. I haven't. I've been out to the West Coast a couple times, but haven't gotten an opportunity to go fishing. But I definitely will one of these days get out to Southern California and go yellowtail fishing. Yeah, someone's asking if they can. Yes, just send me an email, josh@jnh.com. I'd be happy to help you. So that's basically it. Someone's asking if there's going to be a new Stratic FK next year. I doubt it. Usually takes a couple years. My thoughts on the Pen Slammer 3. I like the reel. It's a little bit different than most pens. It's smoother, but it still has that pen feel. So far, the feedback has been great. So, yeah, I'm all for it. Any info on when a new Daiwa Ballistic will be released? Not yet. I think that stuff I'll find out about in July. iCast will come around, and I'll have just a ton of information for you guys. I'm going to see if I can get all the new stuff in advance. And one of the things that I found difficult with these companies is, like, you guys watch these videos and you seem to enjoy them, and we get huge views and, all that kind of stuff. And then I go, hey, to the manufacturer, can you send me some reels? And they're like, oh, I don't know if we can do that. I'm like, well, I don't want to keep them. I'm not using them personally. I want to just, do my videos, and then I'll send the reels back to you. I'll even pay for the shipping. And they're like, oh, we'll think about it. So it's like, some of these manufacturers are really easy to deal with, and they want to give me stuff, and some of them don't. Maxells someone's asking where Maxell reels are made. They're not made in the U.S. They are made with American, Japanese, and German parts, but they are made in Taiwan. Someone's asking me if I had to pick one rod or reel for the rest of my life and fish it, what would it be? That's a tough question because I'm so technology focused. I love going forward. I want to see better and better stuff. I want stuff to get lighter, hold more line, be smoother, be more fun to fish. So to pick one thing going forward, I mean, the edge of technology now is the BV300. If you would have gone back in time, 10 years ago, I would have said the original Saltiga 15, because that is an awesome reel. Even now that holds up really well. But so yeah, right now I'd say the BV300 rod. I don't know, I'd have to think about that. I really do like our dark matter rod. It's just a lot of fun to fish. Someone else is asking what a good fish finder is for kayak. I don't do electronics, so what you could do is email me, josh@jdnh.com, and I will hook you up with Tim, who's all about that. Someone's asking where they can get an old Stratic CI4 Plus. Why would you want to do that? That doesn't make any sense to me. The new one is significantly better, unless you want a matching pair. But even then, you shouldn't do that. You should go with the new one because it's just a better reel. There's no reason to I got one flip phone, so let me go and get another flip phone. You know what I mean? My opinion on the Tsunami Shield 6000 is that I like them a lot. They're like one of those best bang for the buck type of thing. Someone else is asking when we're coming up with custom rods. We have the offshore ones in the shop, and we're working on the inshore stuff right now. So it's going to be a little while. It's one of those projects. I have 50 million projects going on at once, trying to get as much done as I can. So it just takes a little time. Someone's asking what the best reels are right now. That's kind of an open question depending on what type of fishing you are. But again, I love the Accurate BV300. And just in terms of, really well-made reels, Stratic. I like the FK. People like the CI4. That Certate that we have on sale is a really nice reel. And then freshwater stuff. And a couple days we're going to announce some new freshwater stuff that's going to be really cool. I think you're going to dig. So hold tight for that. Someone's asking when the SGNs are shipping. We have them in stock. We're already shipping them. So go to jdnh.com, order one up, and do it up. Someone's asking me about Tiburon reels. Tiburon was the, they're the Makaira. I mean, their technology is what was used in the Makaira. They were sort of a small West Coast company, but they didn't really keep going, or they didn't, if they did keep going, I always thought they were bought by Okuma. But they weren't like an Avid or an Accurate that just continued to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So Tiburon, their technology is in the Okuma Makaira, and that's a great reel. So hands out to them. I think they also own the patent on the T-bar handle, like the offset handle, which is fun fact at I don't even know what time it is. It's 11 o'clock at night. Someone says, I think they're talking about the SGN. Did you already order one? I don't know. Someone's asking about that. Unless it's a lefty. If you ordered a lefty, then it's going to be a couple of days. We're going to have a lefty SGN, Seagler SGNs in stock in a day or so. They might even come in tomorrow. I should ask them for a tracking number. But that reel's actually been super popular, the lefty version of the SGN. Righty too, but I was surprised how many people bought the lefties. Someone's asking, are all high-end reels waterproof? Absolutely not. The only ones that are waterproof are the Van Staal, Z-Bass, and the Pen Torque 2. Nothing else is waterproof. Yes, someone asked, Pen Torque 2s are fully sealed. Someone's recommending a Thunus reel. That's a great reel. It's actually a reel that my dad shark fishes with down in Florida from the beach. Like as a dead stick type of rod. But it is that is a great reel, Shimano Thunus. If you want in my opinion, that's the best of the best in terms of those live liner / bait runner spinning reels. So that Thunus is really nice. That's one that's probably going to get a refresh pretty soon too, although it does have the CI4 frame. My favorite species to catch in the Northeast is probably just porgy fishing. It's just one of those things where you hit a blitz and you're just nonstop for an hour with multiple rods, and it's just a lot of fun. And I have 2 young kids, so they love it. It's like magic to them when just fish after fish after fish come into the boat. So that's at this point in my life, that's the favorite thing. Saltiga and Saltiga Dogfight, they are, I don't want to call them fully waterproof because I wouldn't advise you to submerge them. So when you say waterproof, I'm thinking you can put it underwater. I wouldn't do that with those reels. So I don't really consider them waterproof in the same way that maybe you do. But they are water resistant, watertight, blah, 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 that whole deal. Any other questions for me? Someone says they're looking to do a vertical jigging set. Thoughts on the BG? I like the BG. Depends how big the fish are, Someone's saying his friend bought a Stella from us and it came all noisy. I don't know. I haven't been contacted about it, so if he needs help, he should give me a call. Otherwise, he should call Shimano. But if we deliver a product to you and you're not happy for any reason, just email me, contact me, and we'll get it resolved for you or your friend, whatever. That's what we do. Any other questions? I think I might have missed a couple. Sorry. Again, I really appreciate you guys tuning into this. It's great that we can just have a conversation like this. I can answer your questions and I get your feedback. So anything you want to say about about the way we're doing things, if we can do things better, if there's anything you're looking for, like someone's looking for, I think it was a Citrix 350 or whatever the reel was, more than happy to look into it for you, consider it, because I want what you want. I want to help you guys, and I want to be able to sell you what you need. I think I missed a question from someone. I'm sorry. I wish it's weird with the YouTube, like it just like fades away. In Instagram, you could scroll up and down. Someone's asking if a Finor, I assume Lethal 100 would be good for land-based shark fishing. I'm sure it would. You could totally do that if you want. I'm not a big Finor guy. It's not my favorite brand, but that's a solid reel, and it's a good bang for your buck type of reel. Good fillet knife other than Dexter. You can get yourself a Bubba Blade. They're pretty cool. Great feedback on them. Someone's asking best brand reels when surf casting for stripers. Number 1 brand is Van Staal. Then after that, if you don't want to spend that kind of money, get a Slammer 3. If you don't want to spend that kind of money, get a Clash. If you don't want to spend that kind of money, get a Spinfisher. Sort of in that order. Then if you're at the low end, if you can swing a Battle 2 or one of those other pen reels, but the more you spend, if you can get up to a Spinfisher, that $150 level, that's more than sufficient for that type of fishing. If you can't, then go with one of those lower end pens, whether it's a Fierce or a Battle 2. Battle 2 is a solid reel, but it just doesn't have the seals that the Spinfisher has. Or, go with a Shield, now that I think about it. Shield 6,000, 5,000 would be good. Pen, someone's asking, how's Pen's low profile baitcasters? They don't make them. They used to, but they don't make them anymore. And I would try to stick with companies that have been doing what you're looking to do. You know what I mean? Like, if Spro decided to come out with a waterproof reel, I wouldn't go after it. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But if Shimano did, that would be something I would look into. Someone's saying pen spinning reels tend to cause a lot of wind knots with braid. I haven't heard that, but if you're getting wind knots, just up your pound test to the next heavier one up. Someone's asking for a small lever drag reel. Seagler SGN. Someone just also posted that. Accurate BV300. Avid SXJ G2, although they're a little heavier than the other two reels that I mentioned. So Seagler SGN, Accurate BV300, either one of those, super awesome. You'll be very happy. All right, well, I think that's it for tonight, guys. I'm going to go hop on Instagram because I promised that I would. So before I go, check out the Yeti Ramblers in all the different colors. And check out the new J&H Tackle Circle logo hats. And what else? Oh, Certate. If you're looking for that high-end inshore reel, jump in on that Certate JDMs. They're not going to last long. Someone also asked me about the mag seal. I'm very confident in mag seal oil and how strong it is. So if you're looking to get a reel with mag seal oil, don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. You're going to love it. Thanks again to everybody for tuning in, and have a wonderful evening. And we'll do this again real soon.